Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the back half, I want to say back 9, of your round 2 lead card coverage of the 2021 Seven Oaks Summer Solstice, presented by Dynamic Discs. Thank you to Pig Farmer Productions for filming and providing this coverage. I am Will McKaskle for the Last Cash podcast, joined by my homie Justin Bunnell.
What up, what up?
And thank you to all of our event sponsors. We are coming back with Snappy Cole, Mikey Harrod, Clay Pittman, and Mike McDaniel. And we got us a tournament. We got us a race. The heat is on. We're coming into hole 8.
I got this one. Par 3, 230-something, moving left to right. You got to throw it high off the tee to get down to this basket. And there's one tree you just got to barely miss and get behind. Mikey's going to show you how to do it.
Yep. Putter all day.
Yep. Does it every single time.
Ah!
What?
I've never seen that tree before.
I've never seen him miss it. I'm very surprised.
And disappointed.
Yeah, I mean...
Not in Mikey, but...
made me look bad.
In nature. It's okay. Here, pretty soon the park's going to take all those trees out.
That's true.
Oh, my gosh. What is happening?
The tree that he hits, that's the one that you just want to get behind. As this camera's looking, the basket's like 2 o'clock.
Right.
So it's down there to the right.
Man, there is some weird Bermuda Triangle vortex energy swirling around in front of this tee pad.
Let's see if Mike can break it. Looks like he's going inside gap. Nope.
Whoa!
Wow. Holy cow.
Okay. Let's go.
I would have lost a lot of money there.
Wow.
This is no easy upshot.
Oh, this is terrible.
It's eating their lunch.
This is painful to watch.
For sure.
There must have been a drive-by right there by the tee pad right before, in between what we could see on the coverage. Some bomb went off or
something.
Okay, let's tune it back up. Yeah, let's get down there to the basket, guys. Let's move on to 9 and forget this ever happened.
Yeah.
And see, that is beautiful. I mean, some of the best upshots. Those were all very, 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 very pleasant to watch.
Mikey's still got a putt after that drive. Maybe 40, 45. Little right.
Ooh. It's always so terrifying when you see it go over the edge, off the edge of that tie, and you just don't know how far.
You have no idea.
What happened to it after that. Don't go into that cave!
I pretty much expect the worst. That way when I get up there, I'm like, oh, okay, that's not bad.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, exactly. I can exhale. Should be no problem with this one. Mikey definitely takes his time. And I got no problem with that.
Yeah, I mean, and he's a case study in that. And like you said earlier, you really need to take the same amount of time, commit to the same routine, no matter what your putt looks like.
You don't take it for granted. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I've done it before, and I've missed some short ones, and I'm going to do it again.
I mean, I talked about throwing your third roller on one hole, but even that does not top being 5 feet away from the basket and airballing it.
Yeah.
That is so mortifying.
Yes. Confidence out the window.
Everybody just saw me do that.
You're right.
Hole 9, par 3, 320 feet, drifts a little bit left to right, but you don't want to push too far right because there is a creek on the right. It's playing casual today, but it makes for a difficult comeback. If you land down there at any length down the fairway, basically you're just trying to get it high and left and come back down to the right. Whether you're on a sidearm can be dangerous because that little grove of trees in the middle kind of plays right in the middle of that line. So you'll see a lot of flex backhands here.
Yeah, definitely those trees come into play quick.
And if I'm not mistaken, Mikey did a very similar thing in round 1. And, he does have a look at it. You're probably 50, 60 out.
Right. Not where you want to be.
No, and there's a lot of trees right there. and the footing is awkward because there's a lot of roots and railroad ties.
I actually force one on this one so that it turns before the trees.
Yeah.
This one looks pretty good.
That's really what you're looking for right there. If you can play close to the trees but not get into them.
And the ground play up by the basket, you know, you lay them like 20, 25 short and it just scoots on up.
Yeah. Just a little push.
Correct.
Get a little rosin bag action.
And, you know, Clay seems like a real young dude, and seems like he's been playing for quite a while. Like, he's not just a cannon, he's playing golf.
Uh-huh.
I'm having fun watching this kid.
Yeah, first time for me. Is this that truth again?
Mm-hmm.
Leaking it out left.
He's going to be right down there, a little bit behind Mikey, I think. Oh, maybe not.
This might go in.
That's right in his wheelhouse.
Yes, it is. I've seen him make too many of these. Come on in.
Oh, number plate.
Good bid.
We know what hole this is. We don't need you to tell me.
Okay.
Clearly he didn't make that.
Clearly he did not make that.
Thanks for that.
That is too funny.
Saved us the bloody aftermath.
Right. McDaniel called in and said, hey, cut that.
This is a death putt. You got that creek right behind you. You're really hoping to nail this one.
This soft putt, he'd be all right.
Yeah. Ah!
That tree must have been in his way a little bit. That was
It does look like it was in play.
Uh-huh. It was not his normal stroke. Oh, man. McDaniel's.
Where'd he go?
Where you at?
He's swimming.
Oh, man.
That's terrible.
Little right.
Again, that's what I'm talking about. That creek right there doesn't seem like much trouble, but it can lead to some treachery.
You're down there. You're like 6 feet below the basket.
Absolutely. The basket's up over your head.
It's tough. All right, we got hole 10, par 3, 252. Where's the basket on this one? Up to the left. So you got two routes. You can go straight at it in this gap that they're taking now, or you can go out and around to the right, which is still tight, and skip up to the basket. This one's tough.
Yeah, that's a really tight gap. They call that the pro route.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I do like playing the right side. It's a little safer. You can throw something overstable with a little bit more power and really depend on that ground action coming back up.
Mm-hmm.
But there's still a lot of railroad ties and root knobs.
There's a lot of stuff over there.
Yeah, it's really easy to get rejected as you're coming around that bend.
The one shot you throw that you think's good, it's not.
Yep.
It hits a tree, unfortunately.
And that's pretty ideal right there. Looks like he got pushed right down to the ground, just short of the pin.
He'll putt at it.
Yep.
It's right there in front of you, but the gap is tighter than what it looks like on camera.
And it's uphill.
Yeah.
So you're tempted to throw something.
I don't think that's where he meant to go.
He threw it a little late, but you want to throw something that's going to push enough forward to ride up that hill, but not going to have enough too much left to right action.
Mm-hmm.
Hyzer flip is ideal, but it's hard to judge that angle.
Okay, miss everything, skip.
Again, yeah, those low obstacles down on the ground.
Yeah, lots of roots and railroad ties. Just pitching up.
Yeah. Drop like a stone.
Go to your home.
Are you too good for your home?
Answer me.
Up and over. Again, you're uphill, and the camera doesn't really do the hillside justice there.
And that tree right in front of it actually creates a low ceiling. Oh, no.
And that often can happen on this hole. I've seen a lot of discs hit those stumps right in front of the basket.
Yes.
And roll a mile.
I have experienced
slowly, like it's giving you the finger the entire way down.
Right.
Like you're really lucky I don't have my 6-shooter right now.
There you go. So it looks like par's around, huh?
Looks like it. Which a hole that's this short, I mean, as challenging as it is, you can't help but feel a little like the wind is out of your sails by not being able to get a
it's
score.
not the easiest, but it's not the hardest.
Right. Hole 11, 236, par 3. This is another one that feels like it plays way longer than 236. Going uphill, up and over, back down the other side. I think the basket is pretty much straight in front of the tee pad, but from the tee pad, it seems to play with a little bit of a hyzer, a little bit of a right to left finish. Really tight fairway. A lot of opportunities to get snagged up and kicked left or right. And I heard some contact down there. Hopefully that didn't punish him too bad.
I think he'd be all right. You really just want to push this one forward and get yourself a putt.
Yeah, if you can get up and over the hill, you've got to look at the basket. That's money.
Yeah, that's going to be all right.
Yep.
Can't tell if that's a putter or a mid-range. Looks like a putter.
Yeah, he's one that could push a putter up over that.
Yeah, Snappy, I played with him a few times. He throws putters, rocks, T-birds, and that's mostly it.
Just about it.
Yeah. He has a very similar game to my own. Here we go. Oh, I don't think that stayed.
It's so funny when you can hear chains right when somebody's like, oh, wow, that was nowhere near that. How did
Snappy for 2. Oh, yeah.
That was a very
day.
nice putt. Seeming much more like the Snappy I know and love in round 2.
Yes. Very consistent.
Yeah, you could tell about halfway through round 1 he was not feeling it. He was frustrated.
Whoa.
Kind of got in his head a little bit, I think. It's nice to see that he finally found his red hat.
That's all it took.
Yep.
So we got hole 12, par 3, 269. Downhill through the woods to grandmother's house we go. It's got a couple of tiers down here. Basically, you want to play about 30 or 40 feet short of the basket and let it scoot on up to it.
This is one of my favorite holes. It's a hole I love to hate or hate to love.
Right. When you miss it, you just like grit your teeth.
Yeah, I mean, it's right there.
Yes.
It's a putter shot, just a little hyzer, little right to left. But, man, it's for whatever reason, it's way more technical than it appears from the tee pad. Those bushes on the right, for one thing, right there in the middle of the fairway, I will just ride the top of those bushes all the time and just dead stop in the middle of the fairway. Right. That's pretty ideal. He's got to putt through those trees. It's going to be a little tricky, but that's a favorable result.
Yeah, that's like a 25, 28-footer right there.
Yeah. You can push too far and end up down in the swamp past it.
Yes.
You can hyzer out and get a flare off to the left and end up with way too many trees between you and the basket. You can end up on the right down there, and that's punishing right there. You're on the path to 13, and it's a very, very tight line back to the pin. It's like you want to ace run this every time you play it, but if you don't nail it, you get down there in some really punishing terrain.
For sure. This one needs to go left.
Yeah, I think he got kicked back into the middle.
So easy to push it right.
Yeah. And it's like a shot that feels really good.
Yeah.
Can still end up over there.
Come on. Oh, good bid. That was like 65, 70 feet.
Eesh.
Well, being so downhill, that putt right there can be scary. You don't hit nothing, you're going 35.
Yeah, for
30
sure.
by.
There's a lot of space.
Yeah.
It's like all those trees and then nothing.
Right. The abyss.
You could hit 3 trees and then still sail a mile.
Right. Snappy for another 2. Yes, sir.
Jingo.
It's definitely playing good this round. That's for sure. Making it tough on everybody else.
That's one of those putts, man. Distance-wise, it doesn't read that difficult, but there's something. Yeah,
you just have to focus just enough to make sure you get it in there. Lack of focus, not thinking about that it's a little uphill.
and you can also see down there he had the sun in his eyes, and he was staring at everybody else on his card, just standing there watching him.
Right.
Hole 13, par 3, 272 feet. This one, I believe they played this, left to right. So this is one for a backhand player. You're looking for something understable that you can throw pretty hard, high and left, let it drift down to the right. Sidearms are preferred here for those who got them. If you can get it with an angle just right where the fairway dog legs, you've got a pretty wide turn right there, and it'll point you right at the basket. But left side and right side of the fairway, lots of little skinny trees. Mm-hmm. So your second shot, if you don't pure the gap around that bend, is gonna teach you something.
Backhand's super tough on this one.
I mean, it's all I got, so that's what I do. But I'm usually throwing a pretty seasoned
Like
pre-Mac Fusion Truth, and I'll put it right in the middle, throw it about 85, and let it just kind of get that drift.
Gotcha. Yeah, there's some gaps down there. You can make that work.
If you can throw something understable and flat and ride to the left side, like a Tursus or something like that, I used to throw that shot. It'll kind of curve around.
That looked good.
Waving at the screen. Like you can see
yeah, you
what
are. McDaniel threw a good sidearm there.
Yeah, you see these guys throwing a lot of sidearms. That was...
what was that?
He got a little amped up, I think. And...
threw it right into the ground?
Yeah.
That's tough. I've done that more times than I'd like to admit.
Yeah. Sometimes your body just does stuff that your brain didn't tell it to.
Come on.
Oh!
It's good.
There's the plane. I blame the plane. That was also a good bid. Feels terrible to get that close and just breeze by and don't hit anything.
Yeah. It does feel terrible, trust me.
Especially when you deftly outmaneuvered all those obstacles to get there.
Right. There it is.
Yeah, nice comeback.
Yeah. Who we got here? McDaniel?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that was a great drive. 20-footer. Just timid. A little timid with it, stabbed at it.
Well, and it's hard to tell on the camera here. He was a little bit downhill from the basket there, and he did have to step out around a little bit of shoal. So there was a couple things kind of playing into his mind. I think if that basket had been level with where he was at, it probably would have gone right in.
Oh, yeah.
I think he just didn't read for the elevation.
Here we go, hole 14, par 3, 414. I believe this might be the longest hole in the course. Very straight, slightly downhill. The basket's back behind this V tree here. Definitely a tough 2. You got to keep something straight for as long as possible and have a little fade. So
it's hard to get a look at a 2 on this hole. Also, one of my favorite holes, because if you can really hit it just right, and whether you're a backhand player or a sidearm player, kind of you see what Snappy did there. You're trying to ride pretty close to that right-hand side. Hyzer flip, get it up on the right, and just let it settle gently down back into the middle. For the left side, for the sidearm player, you're wanting to put something out there with some flex on it so that you'll get a little bit of a turn to the left up over that rise and then let it kind of settle back down towards the basket.
This is a beautiful hole to look at as well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Beautiful and fun to throw. I mean, until you hit one of the sides of the fairway on before you get up over the hill. That is the absolute worst possible case scenario on this hole if you hit early trees right or left off the tee pad.
Yes. It's easy to do, turn it over too much or too much hyzer. It is not very forgiving over there.
Early release.
Yeah.
You know, you get into those bushy
all the
trees.
mistakes, you know.
Yeah.
Just don't make a mistake. That was good.
On a rope. Oh, a little too much flexy on that one. But he's right down there looking at it. He's probably got like a 50-foot little hyzer sidearm up to it.
Through that tree.
Yeah. That is pretty beautiful. It did not get all the turn I was hoping for. Kind of hooked up and settled into those bushes. Hopefully he made it past that big knobby tree right there on the right.
For as much as Clay is using that bag, I think he's going to need a new one at the next tournament.
Yeah, he's wearing it out.
He is wearing it out.
And you can kind of see maybe that's just how he expresses his frustration, so he doesn't let it out.
Almost pin high, but didn't have much of a look. What was this, Mike, for 3?
Yeah, that second shot did not quite do what he hoped for. But when you're Mikey Harrod, who cares?
You make them. Nice.
2 very similar putts from the Mikeys.
That one was for 2, though.
Oh, yeah.
He got up there a lot further than I thought he did.
Yeah, and he barely moved on the tee pad.
Work it, work it. Oh, yeah.
One thing you can definitely say about Clay Pittman, dude, he is committed to every shot.
Oh, for sure.
Like, he's not pulling any punches out there.
No.
If he's missing something, it's not because he limp wristed it. Hole 15, 265-foot par 3, affectionately referred to as Little Texas due to all the flat, rocky terrain. There also used to be a bunch of cactuses growing on the fairway. This is pretty straightforward, man. You're looking to play something pretty straight. You'll see a bunch of very brave souls try to throw hyzers up over the top on the right-hand side and spike down to the basket. That's always just seemed a little extreme to me. I usually just try to throw right at that tree in the middle and have a putt.
There is some weird dynamic of this hole. I don't know if it's the tee pad or what, but it is so hard to hit the gap.
It's so hard to throw straight.
It's right there.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
It's so easy to throw into those bushes on the left and just be stuck, or get into that little ancillary gap on the right down there and have nothing.
Hardly ever can I tell you that I'm like, I hit the gap perfectly. So
but when it does, it feels so good.
Yeah, right. You're like, oh, thank you.
In round 1, I was telling Dr. Hoy, I was playing with Mike McDaniel out there one day, and Telly almost did it in round 1, but we were playing to the short basket, and Mike black aced the long basket.
Oh, no way. That's awesome. What's going here? Tomahawk? Thumber? Nice.
Okay, so park the long basket.
yeah, there you go.
I hope you don't care.
I actually started throwing up and over with the putter. Worst case scenario, I've probably done it 10 times, and the longest putt I've had is a 50-footer.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't even worry about the gap.
With a
anymore.
putter, I could see it being somewhat reliable. I see guys do it with destroyers and bosses and stuff.
That's too much, yeah.
And I rarely see it work out. It's kind of like
that's too much left to right when you're throwing high speed like that.
It's kind of like people throwing $300 CE discs and expecting them not to break.
Right. Hole 16, par 3, 322. I believe this one is up to the left, so you want to throw something that kind of gets a little bit of a skip, throw it straight, let it come on its own. I actually throw all hyzer.
You see that line in the grass? This hole can be pretty straightforward, but something I noticed in round 1, outside of that line, the grass is Velcro. Inside it's like the whole thing sprayed down with Pam.
Interesting.
Yeah. But you would think it's a pretty straightforward shot. You just throw something overstable right down the right side and let it fade in.
See, I make sure I throw it with hyzer. I've found that if you, let's say you flex one, and then it hyzers, it doesn't skip as much. If you throw something on hyzer and keep it on hyzer, it definitely skips a lot more.
You can see if it makes contact with the ground to the right of that line, it stops dead in its tracks. But if it makes it just over that line, you'll get a nice little flare right up at the target. That's pretty much what you want. Yep. He made the line.
Yeah. That's probably going to be just slightly short, but right there. I think this is Mikey's Emperor. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Skip.
2 skips.
Forward skip.
Yep.
Double jump.
He's a funny character.
Yeah, he so rarely talks, and when he does, it's hysterical.
Yeah. Man, a few words.
Yep. Speak softly and throw a mean disc.
Get it. See, he's all around it, you know.
Yeah.
He's got a great putt.
He's never way off target. He never has one of those random seizures we were just talking about where your body does weird stuff that your brain didn't tell it to.
And if he does, he ain't telling you about it.
Yeah,
that's for
right.
sure.
No, the mud got in my eyes.
Nice. Clay's got a little interesting routine there where he taps his putter a few times, like maybe a swing thought type deal where you're ready to go after the third one or something.
Yeah. I see his skill and I see his talent. I also see his youth.
Yeah.
And, but, I mean, I got to say that guy's got to be pretty close. Give or take a couple years of 20 years old.
Yeah.
And so
That's what I would said too.
he's one of those people like a Stone Smith that's got a really high ceiling.
Oh, man, Stone for sure.
Got some stuff to work on, but has a really high ceiling.
Yes.
17, buddy. Is this me?
Yeah.
Are my odds? Okay. 17. I keep getting all the holes I hate. 240 feet, par 3. This pin is my nemesis, man. As somebody who does not have a sidearm, I'm trying all sorts of crazy stuff here. The preferred play, kind of what you see Mike doing there, and he took the sneaky local route, but the best thing to do is a flex sidearm just up and over that hill, stay in the gap, nothing too crazy. That's something that'll drift out of the fairway towards the target. If you get off to the right, all of those trees right there are posing a threat to your throw. The left side is no more forgiving, and then you're also flirting with 8's fairway right there as well. So I have seen a lot of rollers. I've thrown a lot of thumbers. Overhand throws can tend to work out. Yep.
Snappy's the only one I've ever seen throw a thumber on this one.
I love it.
I never
The
thought of
only
it, but
thing is,
it works.
With a thumber, you have to have, it's more technical than it seems. It seems like a caveman throw, but if you have too much arch and not enough forward momentum on your thumber, you're going to end up right there at the top of the hill, which is not terrible. You got a 3, but you're really looking, obviously, to get past that second halfway point in the fairway and have a chance of scoring because it is such a short hole.
Mikey throws what I throw here, and on the camera view here, this first tree that's got all the nicks in it, that really cuts off the fairway.
Yep.
And the gap is so much tighter than what it looks right here. I basically throw like the flippiest thing I have on as much hyzer as I have, and hit the gap and go straight.
Yeah. You can see, the gap, the fairway itself is pretty wide.
Okay, so we're skipping the whole 18 real quick.
Well, hello.
Oh, it must be a
hello.
bunch of 3s there.
What just happened? My brain fries.
Par 3, 471. Kind of plays more like a par 4 because the green's across the creek, and You want to get across there, but it's super tough. You kind of just want to land right in here, give yourself a 50, 60-foot jump putt, and maybe get a 2. But 3's good.
Yeah, you're definitely trying to get that left to right action, whatever you're throwing, but you are trying to get something that you can throw straight at the basket, use the hill behind it as a backstop.
Yeah.
Even that, though, reading the distance from the field to the green is really difficult. A lot of times it seems like a putter shot, and I've thrown a putter and ended up straight in the creek.
Yep.
So many times.
Yeah, it's low ceiling when you get up there, too, so you got to throw it low.
Yeah, and so throwing something a little aggressively in attacking the green seems to be the best move because you do have that backstop.
What Snappy just did there, I've done too many times than not, is I'll throw something that just comes out too early.
Yeah.
Right? It's very touchy to get something that will pan all the way down there.
Snappy had a beautiful 2 on this hole in round 1 to end round 1. He was pretty short of the basket,
like
right on the
60
edge
or
of the
so.
creek. Yeah, and tapped it right in ever so smoothly. I feel pretty good on this hole if I can get past 10's tee pad and be further to the right than the straight line out from the tee pad.
I've been trying to figure out what disc just to get me down putting every time. And I've been throwing this D3 that's been giving me some looks.
Yeah.
And actually, I think I 2'd it a couple Wednesday nights ago from like 20.
Something slightly understable in a distance
Yeah.
driver that will give you a little bit of left to right, but still fight back a little bit at the very end.
Yes, just enough.
Yeah.
Mikey pitching up there for 3. McDaniel doing the same.
Beautiful. Beautiful in.
I think Snappy's up by a few right now, so he's just trying to get up and down as well.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's going to be a little bit of a tense putt.
Yes. He could probably still pitch it up, though, and still win.
Oh, yeah. This is one of those putts that's super easy to make. It's not far. You can kind of just let go of it a little bit, but the danger behind it is scary.
Looks like that was the one to seal the deal.
That was the win right there. So congratulations to the homie James Snappy Cole. This is
Coming to town, taking our money.
Yep. We always tell the guys in Chattanooga, you guys are all so much better at disc golf than us because you get so much more daylight than we do. Just on the other side of that time zone.
That's funny.
That pesky time zone. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as these guys clean up, thank you for joining us and tuning into the coverage. Thank you to Scotty and Amanda at Pig Farmer Productions for walking around and carrying the cameras. I look forward to working with them much more in the future to bring you guys some coverage of local events with some quality audio commentary. Thank you, Justin.
Of course.
For joining me for round 2. This has been fun.
Absolutely. It has been fun. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Congratulations to Snappy on the win. Thanks again to the sponsors. Thank you to Music City Disc Golf and to Ruth Miller, RTD. James Snappy Cole, 10 under. Mikey coming in right behind him at 5 down.
Your 2021 Seven Oaks Summer Solstice. Second place MPO Division. Clay Pittman.
Yeah, Clay.
Wow. Well done. What?
Thank you. Good shooting, Clay. Thank you. Well done.
Yeah, congratulations to Clay, man.
Sure.
That's got to feel good. Little second place at a beat here. That's nothing to shake a
2021
stick
Summer
at.
Solstice MPO Division second place tied with Mikey Harrod.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice, Mike.
Photo op.
Yeah, come on.
Glory.
Get Ruth in there.
Victory.
Summer Solstice
Almost.
MPO Division second place three-way tie. Jared Four Lines.
Yeah, congratulations to Jared.
Nice.
Another guy that's been heating it up
Must have
locally.
came from the second card, huh?
Yep, he was in chase, I
Your
believe.
2021 Seven Oaks Summer Solstice MPO champion, Snappy James Cole.
Golf snaps.
Very nice.
Those trophies were phenomenal. Thank you to Kim Birdie at Flying Colors Disc for these trophies. They were spectacular.
Bag, all the MCO crew, Sad Dog Disc for showing up, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, bring it next time, James.
Yep. Congrats, Snappy.
Thank you, sir.
31st annual Seven Oaks Summer Solstice champion. There's the TD taking everybody's money in the putting contest.
Making pops.
Thank you once again, folks, and stay tuned for more local coverage brought to you by Pig Farmer Productions and the Last Cast Podcast. Last Cast Podcast? I can't even say the name of my own show anymore.
See you next time.
Look at that second place tie, man.
Man.
It's a tight race. We had ourselves a tournament here, boys.
Runaway show at the top of the leaderboard.
I don't know how long this coverage goes on, so I'm just committing to the witty.
Well, I think as long as Ruthie keeps making
I
these
guess
putts.
as long as Ruthie just keeps banging them in.
Okay.
Oh,
There it is.
okay. I think maybe if she makes this one, we'll keep it going.
Boom.
Okay, yeah,
With the fist
Ruthie,
pump.
yeah, with the fist pump. Thanks, guys. This has been fun.
Yeah, for
We'll
sure.
catch you next time.
See ya.